real quick.
Turn it to the...
Turn it, bend it, make
to
it,
the left.
bend it like Beckham.
Left, left,
no,
left.
the other way.
Down. Back. Oops. And zoom. How do I zoom out on this thing?
Just towards you. Just, yeah, there you go. Is it fixed yet, guys? Still slanted.
Doesn't seem to be fixable.
Try to...
It's still, oh wait, it's still slant. Oh wait, that's my hair. That's my hair slanted, I'm sorry.
Look at the table.
That should be better, right? Is that better?
Is that alright?
Looks
Seems
better.
good.
Yeah.
It was good. Man, why does it take so long when Shannon's not here?
I don't know.
Hey, Les.
Hey,
Chicapex.
sure, it only took you a month and a half.
It's been a month.
I like Jumanji, man. It's like you're supposed to be bearded, and this, the first question you ask is, what year is it?
Crap.
Jeez. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of VG Circle. We like to apologize for not being around for. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of VG Circle. We like to apologize for not being around for a while. That's because this guy went missing for a month or so.
Because you win. I told you where to get it. I didn't know where that was.
Too bad, it took you a month.
Let's go to this place. I've never been there before.
He went to Sydney. He was in Sydney for a month. Anyway, I might as well talk about BT09. Well, that's because this guy went missing for a month or so.
Because you win. I told you where to get it. I didn't know where that was.
Too bad, it took you a month.
Let's go to this place. I've never been there before.
He went to Sydney. He was in Sydney for a month. Anyway, I might as well talk about BT09.
Woo!
Cross ride.
You're only angry because you don't get one.
Yeah. Well, so who wants to talk about it? Because
Yeah, I'm gonna start. BT09 looks like the new set 5. We'll just jump into it. Because we remember back in set 5, that was a set when all these clans were coming out, and everybody wanted Kagura's, Royals, and Shadows were at the time because they got their first cross rides. As well as that, Neonectars and Murakumo were appealing. This time we get Murakumo again, but everything gets support. In fact, this is the first set where a brand new clan is not getting, their starting stuff. Which is the reason why they have so many clans.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, so they got Angel Feathers, Oracles, Nova Grapplers, Gold Paladins, Narukami, Hail Moons, Great Nature, I left anything out, Alpha Force, Oracle. I already said that. How could I forget Oracle?
It's worth saying again.
It is worth saying. So eight clans.
Oh, and the good thing,
and
Actually, I think there's not.
and also the good thing about the set 9 this time around is that there's no Noga in the set.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
That's going to be really interesting because the trend with other sets is that the null guard's been like the money card.
Yeah.
So when it comes to double R's, it's going to be the money card.
So yeah, your cigarettes are gone, guys. Time to start trading with something else.
That's so true.
Because I think with the way Busho has designed the game, they don't want everyone just keep aiming, they want to stop releasing, come up with new stuff every time for a new clan. Because that's really frustrating for them.
To be honest, I'm really happy because the game would have gone really sick really quick if every set a new thing came out and they didn't actually consolidate the old stuff. Which is why I'm happy because set 9 is the beginning of them starting to consolidate the old stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe next set we're going to see Bermuda Spikes, Megas, since they are now going to be the least supported clans getting support, as well as the 3 sealed clans since we haven't seen them for about a year.
Yeah.
Shadow Paladins really need some
They
stuff.
really need the support. At least a new start.
Yeah, that's all.
Oh yeah, that's definitely...
Yeah. So,
And I think with Royal, minus the fact that they still have MLB, but I still think Royal's plan you can play around with a lot more. There still could be more things you can play around with Royal, because granted it is a very heavy bandwagon deck last year, but now Gold take their place.
I'd like to raise the point that Naphonic has been working extremely hard. He's pretty much done everything there is to be done with the clan, which is why I guess I can sidetrack to this. Excalpade, the manga promo is coming out. I was really excited about that. We don't know what that does, so we probably won't talk about it. But Interesting.
We'll bring it up when we do
know what it is.
And
Exactly.
we also in anticipation for Comic Style 2, whenever that's
Yeah, that's
decided
right,
to
because the
release.
manga has gotten a lot of...
Where is Comic Style 2?
Because as a very unique cover player myself, I wish to get one card from Comic Style 2.
Cool Dragon.
That's
It's an 11k Yaksha.
As you can see right here, his boss card is Yaksha.
yes.
Don't ask why. Okay, so I guess Anima, the new guy.
Yeah.
What do you think of the new Angel Feather stuff? Before we get into, you know, the nitty gritty of the cross rides and such.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
Frankly, if you can skip the whole cross ride thing,
No, we're not skipping cross rides.
fine.
Angel Feathers were originally like super defensive. The playstyle, they didn't have much power into it.
Yeah.
Into pushing like against the opponent's hand sizes and stuff like that. So with the new cards with the Crimson series with Metatron, they're capable of doing a lot more things with in terms of field and power.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and
Yeah, the deck becomes a massive toolbox.
Yeah,
like,
it's just-
It also doesn't limit your toolkit power because back then when Angel Feathers that when you're trying to switch card from damage zone back to your hand off to the field, it took a lot of effort to do
Yeah,
it.
definitely.
Now Megatron actually allows you to go, cool, I just have to use this card back and there you go.
not only that, but Shamshell did have that tool kitting, but
But it was too slow.
it was during the battle phase, meaning anything you wanted to grab as an attacker, you'd have to
Exactly,
wait the
exactly.
following turn.
And it also restricts your play as well because you can't grab that. Essentially, when you use Snapshot, most people usually just grab a Nokia or 10k guard most of the time to keep their defensive up.
what I saw with like previous Angel Feather decks is the Nokia Grade 2 actually became useless within Angel Feathers because it was sort of a one-turn thing. With Metatron coming, it makes that card like
A lot more
a
useful.
lot more useful. It's actually double R material now, triple R.
The only downside I'll say about Megatron is it still have one hand problem in this meta game. It's still a 10k unit, so it is still vulnerable for the 20k reroute to hit.
Well, yeah, that's definitely true. But the thing about Metatron is with the crossfires coming, it's actually 13k by itself when it attacks the enemy vanguard. So therefore, it's still like strong against the crossfires that are all coming out.
So you're saying that the offensive capabilities offset the defensive?
Yeah, definitely. Metatron does give up a lot of defensive power for offensive power, but the offensive power like outweighs the defensive power that you lose.
Good. Volta, why don't you give us your views on the new Nova Grapple stuff?
I'm quite interested in this actually. The Divine Beasts in general were cool before just having enough to actually work with. You always had to fix them with short guys.
Yeah.
Now that they're getting that cross ride, you can just max out your grade 2 as all Divine Beasts, and they've got the grade 2 Dancing Wolf. It's entirely possible they're going to make a lot of very powerful attacks in one turn. And then if you just play some Hungry Dungeons or Claydol mechanics, you can do it 2 turns in a row.
I'll be honest, the only clan that I'm really fearing with the release of BT09 is Nova Grapples.
Yeah.
Because the DD beasts look ridiculous. Like, in the hands of a competent player like yourself, that's some scary crap. Not only that, but I've been playing around with the Rises myself.
Yeah.
And even with just those 2 cards and the 1 critical trigger we're getting in the extra booster, which we'll go over later, it's just so consistent. You can hit 4 Rises and Soul on your first ride, like 80% of the time, maybe more. And like other clans, yes, you know, Death Armies have their single crit thing, you can power it up. You know, Phantom Blaster Overlord, or Phantom Blaster Overlord, Phantom Blaster Dragon, they all get the big buffs and the crits. Perfect Riser does that just by sitting on the field after it's ridden to grade 3. Yes, you lose a lot of hand power, but if you build the deck properly, you can slot in mechanics that give you extra advantage.
Things like Street Bouncer
yeah.
and also the new Devil Summoner.
Yeah, Trans Riser.
Yeah, yeah.
And it just becomes so good.
And it's also a lot harder for people to disrupt in this metagame because not enough people know how to disrupt opponent's board anymore.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people a lot of people are getting one fundamental in the game. You can't. You not only the game doesn't require you just keep bashing head on.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you need to disrupt your opponent's board because you can't always expect your board to be better than theirs.
Yeah.
Because once their board combo off, you gotta think yourself, can my board handle their board as well?
Yeah, it's basically what something I've been trying to play with my game as well is when you play a certain clan and you play to an extent, you've basically mastered or done whatever you can, exhausted your game.
Yeah.
So now you find out what their game is.
Yeah.
And instead of playing your game because you've exhausted it, you're playing their game the entire game now.
Yeah.
And
So, you know, you're playing less about yourself and you're playing more reactively.
Yeah.
Because I think one thing I was disappointed is that I think with Murakami compared to Kagura was the fact is that you have less interaction with Murakami on the board than Kagura did, because Kagura has a lot of interaction with Murakami's board.
The problem is people never used it right. Just playing Dimension Police for so long. Everyone's like, oh look, Commander Law, I'm going to shoot it. And the easiest way to counter these people was to just always hold another one in your hand. So they always shoot the same target. You could always replace it.
Yeah.
They never shot the ones that were actually important that you cared if you lost, because you could predict what they're going to shoot.
And it's not like the police deck shuts down if you lose.
Yeah.
Anyway, getting off the sidetrack.
Yep.
What else was announced? Gold Paladins. Odin's not here, so I'm gonna pass the Gold Paladin talk to you.
Well, to be honest, the Platinum Azel, like, yes, most of the community just bandwagoning because they look, oh, it's a cross-ride for Azel and it's gonna be broken. In my personal opinion, I think Platinum Azel is a one-off in the deck, one or two-off in the deck. It's not something you tech mainly, because the fact is, a lot of people will make a mistake by superior ride Azel, and they're just kind of trying to hold the Platinum Azel in hand in early game just to cross-ride it to get the 13k up. But one thing a lot of people forgot is that, yes, the Platinum Azel is 13k base, right? But the thing is, being 13k base, but it lost Azel's passive ability getting 1k for each unit rear guard. So essentially you just go, well, I just lose my offensive power early game. Like, sure, it has a great offensive power in end game when you have Blooming Break 5 counterblast 3, it pumps your type walk by 5k. Granted, the thing is, like, say for example, you as a Murakami player or any player that actually understands the mechanic of your deck, they will just hate board your entire front row or hate board your board not long enough for you to not have enough resources to end game where your counterblast 3 means nothing to them.
Cool. So yeah, I agree. See, this is the thing with cross-ride units. In general, sometimes, and sadly for group dimensional police, you got this a lot. There are situations where the base form of the unit, like the non-cross-ride version, for example, One Dazel or the normal Dayusha, are better. Amaterasu, we don't know its effect yet. So yeah, it's better, and like by cross-riding early, we're losing the advantage that the base unit gets. I think that people need to be smarter about how they play cross-rides. And as well as that one-day cross-ride, they need to keep in mind their opponent's board as well. I've seen too many people cross-ride, not realizing that, hey, my opponent's columns are all 13k. It doesn't matter if I get that extra, power boost, because defensively it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah. Also, people keep forgetting as well, like, from BT05, right? I play my deck with cover. I play Overlord at the end. I don't aim for the cross ride. Sometimes some cross ride unit you can just play it by itself.
Yeah.
As a pure 11k unit, which stops at their 20k column. Like there's not enough people like maining Palamedes anymore. So that's something you don't have to worry about, because like hitting 21k in this metagame is actually a lot harder than hitting 20k.
Yeah.
Because the only thing that hits 20k nowadays is barely. Yeah, and barely any rear guard hits 21k unless they really try to.
Yeah.
Like the worst you can see it from Gold Paladin is like they go Sagamore and an AK Vanilla, but you pop the AK Vanilla behind them. Sagamore just sits there.
Yeah. I guess I'll cover the rest of the stuff.
Yeah.
We don't have any information on the other stuff. Murakuma's interesting. Yeah, they got the right chain. I thought that was really interesting, and it does consolidate the fact that it looks like, because we weren't really sure about it, Murakura's theming is the cloning ability or the switching out of units. I want to discuss that now, but I think it'd be better if we leave that until we have more information. Because I want to see what the other units they get up.
I'm just hoping they get one unit, you can choose another unit and clone that one for turn.
That would be cool.
Because that would go well with the whole Giganto thing that we're
Yeah.
If they can get more things with that kind of mechanic, that could be really good.
Yeah. In regards to the new stuff that's speculated, Amaterasu, Spectral Duke, Maelstrom cross rides. I'm really happy about Amaterasu cross ride. You guys know.
Of course.
Like you guys can go look up the first Vanguard related video on this channel, and it's like a really crappy card review on Amaterasu that I did all the way back in set 2 days. And I stated, and I quote, if this card didn't exist, I might not be into Vanguard.
The good thing about Amaterasu right now, in my opinion, is that regardless of his ability, I still find it as a very solid unit just for the body itself, because It's an 11k unit, and Oracle just really lacks one.
Yeah, they
It's
have Imperial Daughter, which
Yeah, that's good.
It's counterproductive in rear guard. It's counterproductive in rear guard.
and then they have
Sugiyomi, which is slightly better.
Right, Jay.
but you require the chain pieces.
Because the thing problem with Sugiyomi we had was that when the chain ride messed up and there's always a possibility that you can't get the ride off. It gets really messy and it just gets really awkward.
Yeah, it hurts. But yeah, so we got Amaterasu, Spectral Duke, Maelstrom. I'm excited about the Amaterasu. I know it does, but next VG circle will probably have me
we'll
like
touch up on that.
fanboy in the background while you guys do the serious stuff.
And the next Vanguard circle, we probably also talk about in more once we do get all the information, the cross rides and why we probably touch on why people think it's OP, even though it actually isn't.
Right, because we had a lot of issues about people complaining that's OP.
Yeah,
We'll look at that when we know.
I guess I'm thinking of a certain blog.
Anyway,
Also, I would like to make up a point that what we found out from Set 9 was that Busho is very adamant on people not mixing clan now. They're very
yes, the
adamant on that.
leadership skill. You can't attack if you have another clan.
Yes.
Both like and don't like that mechanic at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah. It's
So
an
I
interesting
found
direction.
that
It basically says that it wasn't Vanguard's original intention to mix clans.
You have to think of it this way: if they didn't put restrictions like that, the game wouldn't be as balanced as it is right now.
Yeah, I suppose.
No, it does deny a lot of interesting mechanic there.
Yeah, but the thing is, isn't denying the mechanics in order to keep the the balance of the game.
I don't know.
It is easy.
Also, that leadership restriction, it's only on cross rides at the moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
It'll
the
probably
new
go
one.
on any 11k.
But it will
so
probably go on any 11k now.
Yeah,
They
it
seem
makes
to just
sense.
keep upgrading the same mechanic. Just all the 11ks have that negative 2k that they somehow get. And the ones that set one with the most laps, which led to the whole invincible overlord decks, which Busho probably wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
At some point,
Yes, and also, all the Amaterasu and Overlord deck, which people just abuse stand triggers with Overlord,
Yeah.
which is mildly annoying.
Yeah.
Very
I expect the whole leadership thing to move from the text up into right under the dual triggers and
Though to be honest, it would be really interesting to see that this leadership skill only applied to, leaders of the clan.
yeah. The biggest-
Lore-wise, it would make more sense.
Yeah.
Also interesting that if they're introducing leadership skill, wouldn't you expect them in the future to introduce ability that you can actually affect your opponent's unit by actually changing the text of the
I
opponent?
don't think that they're ever going to do that because that wouldn't break
Or
the game.
Yes.
yeah, or it'll be a long while if they do.
Yes.
Yes.
So it is a very
They're not bringing out this mechanic to, to basically make us go, oh, they're bringing out this mechanic because there's going to be this card that can exploit the mechanic. No, we show smarter than that. They're bringing this out the balance game, and that's fair enough.
One thing I like is they're starting to release put more focus on subclans
Yeah.
in terms of Beast Deity, Death Army, and all that.
Riser.
Yeah, rises and all that.
Like
It's just-
the clans get left behind for ages.
Yeah.
like
Rokumo's and-
it just gives decks a lot more clans a lot more flavor and
Yeah, versatility.
versatility
And also make the metagame actually more interesting as
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
Because we do not want to see a tournament event where 80% of the players are all gold paladin players.
English, that happens.
Oh,
And it was a really the thing is, if you're versing the same deck with only 2-3 card variation in every round, it gets really dull and dry and boring.
We're psychologists. He had a lot of fun with his Spectral Duke deck characters, didn't he?
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we better move on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but before we move on, just final thing. So what is everybody looking forward to? Just
Oracle.
Oracle.
Oracles.
And others.
Very fun.
Age of Feathers.
I'm actually looking forward to Angel Feathers as well.
Oh.
Let's move on. Next topic is
Extra boosters.
the extra boosters, which is extra booster 4 and 5, which
Posters are up there, but I can't move the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can see the stuff.
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, cool.
So that was.
We're done.
Remind us again what extra boosters 4 and 5 will be representing.
No grapplers and Oracle Think Tanks.
So
More battle systems and Death Army.
Okay, I like this. I like and dislike this as a. I'm gonna get my on my high horse stuff out of the way first. I've been an Oracle player since set 1. I have you know, toiled through formats where Royal Paladins and Gold Paladins have been the top, and basically people have told me, you don't play this clan, it's just not competitive. You know, stuff like that. And like, I just had, and a lot of people gave Oracles as a clan a lot of crap. Tsukiyomi came out, people gave it a little more respect, but the fact that Tsukiyomi is unstable, the clan was still given a lot of crap. Now, here's the annoying thing I find. One Cross Ride is announced, and then everybody's like, okay, Oracles is good. Now that irritates me, but it's a good thing because that means that in tournaments there'll be more versatility.
Yeah.
I actually think that the extra boosters coming out is a really good thing because it gives newer players more accessibility to the old clans where it's hard to get a lot of the stables for them nowadays.
Yeah.
No one wants to go back and dig through set 1 and 2 for the null guards, but here's a way to get like all the staples without having to dig through all sets.
I also like the idea of Busho reprinting a lot of the stable because
Yeah.
you're right. It stabilized the market price for all these products
Yeah.
because right now finding BT01 box is very hard in itself and BT02 box as well. And the thing is, and the thing is that and the thing is you don't want the market to be overhyping everything because you know set 9 is going to hype everything up again, Oracle and Novus.
Yeah.
And Busho say, well, we don't want this to happen like what happens in Yu-Gi-Oh! We're just going to reprint all the staples before set 9 so everyone can get what they need and the price will be stable.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And the thing is, like, it gives a lot more accessibility to the old cards as well.
Yeah.
Like, a new player doesn't have to dig through that.
Or something for their start of time.
Yeah. As well as that, it gives, I think it fleshes out the old clans a lot as well.
Yeah.
You got the Death Army variant coming out for Novus, and you got the Battle Sisters, and I'm going to say I pulled it from set 1 versus this deck. I've been testing the Battle Sister deck and I really like it. A mistake a lot of people are going to make, it's not supposedly played like an Oracle deck.
So it plays more of like a Nova deck.
Yeah, it plays more like a Nova deck.
It's a bit more like Coco, really.
Yeah, because the difference between Coco and Battle Sisters is Coco has to wait to turn 3.
And you don't have to commit.
Yeah, but Battle Sisters, you're just all out from the get-go. I really like that because in my other card games I played aggressive playstyles, and it's something different in the clan. If you're planning to make Battle Sisters though, take a good long hard look at the cards and don't even make the dumb assumption that it's Oracles that has to be defensive or handy. It's not.
Actually, to be fair, a lot of players keep forgetting that Oracle, like, they have both offensive and defensive option, and
Yeah.
I proved that point when I was playing Oracle and Cargo, because the problem with Oracle had in the previous set was that fact is their grade 3 lineup, basically most of their unit just required being Vanguard, so that's why they have no really good rear guard in grade 3,
Yeah.
but that's why I substitute with Dragonic Overlord and a couple of level 1s, a little bit more stability in terms of hitting power for the rear guard unit as well. But other than that, like, Amaterasu is still one of the most solid unit in the game
Yeah.
to today because like it hits 14 by itself and it can top deck check you every turn. And like if you get the Mega Blast off, congratulations.
You in tag fights all the time.
Yes, that's my strategy in tag fights. And yeah, we play tag fights. I got a few questions about that. I don't think we'll be releasing any videos of tag fights because I don't know how to get the angle.
Yeah.
It'll be hard. We'll
Yeah.
probably end up needing another 1 or 2 camos if we do.
Yeah.
If we do decide to shoot tag fights.
Yeah,
but it's
back
been
on track.
fun.
We're back on track. Oracles, Battle Sisters, it's good.
Yeah.
Aggro deck, remember that. Death Armies, what's your opinion? Because I have a very negative opinion of Death Armies.
I look at the Death Army and I conclude that I don't like the new Cosmolord. But the old Cosmolord looks scary as hell right now.
Yeah, all Cosmo Lord with the new Death Army stuff is like...
That thing with Bishop and Knight, he's going to be making some very high power levels.
But here's the funny thing, a lot of people would not know that. They will make the assumption that the new Cosmolord is better than the old
The
one.
new Cosmolord does have its uses with the crit, it can finish people off.
Okay, I'm gonna make this point. The new Cosmo Lord does what Perfect Riser does, worse than Perfect Riser. That's my opinion. Okay, if you think about it, right? If you tap 6 units, it hits 25 by itself. Hits 33 with 8k supporter. Perfect Riser can hit 31 with the 8k supporter, which is just as good. And it has the crit all the time. And you don't have to pay for anything once you've got the 4 rises installed.
Also, the thing with the riser is, against cross ride, the riser, it doesn't actually need you to commit a support unit behind it.
Exactly. Whereas Cosmolord, you
Kind of do need to commit a decent.
and if you don't have the right units, it can be really hard to untap stuff.
Also, you are more susceptible to cargo to shooting off.
Yes,
your
that's
units.
right. Whereas it doesn't bother Riser because it's
Because
like,
in Riser nowadays,
I'm
like
just 23k by myself.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Not to mention the old Cosmolot in general is just 10k where the rises are 11.
Yes,
He's
that's
gonna get
also.
bullied.
Yeah. And this is a metagame where 20k bullies are
Everywhere. Yeah.
It's easy to do. Any right chain can do it basically because they're all 12k grade 2s.
Yeah.
Well,
Alright, anything else? That's all?
I'm good.
Let's move on to our last topic for today, is rulings.
Okay.
Rulings. It's just
And
like
you two psychologists.
cross-ride. There's been a lot of talk about what exactly happens during an attack
Battle.
or battle, yes. Like what exactly goes on and how effects and skills actually pull through. So we're gonna clarify it with this video, saying that. Would you like to explain it?
Yeah, because I've explained it a billion times over the last 2 days. Why not?
Sarcasm, but okay.
This is for you guys that will listen to the sidecast as well. You remember a little bit of a steamy argument between me and the psychologist about the Dancing Wolf ruling. We have since got a confirmation that yes, if Dancing Wolf supports and stands again, that 3k hit games is added to the Vanguard as well. Now, this I thought was pretty obvious, but I understand because the way the anime shows the power being gained, it can get kind of confusing. So I'm just going to explain the phases of battle. In a battle phase, first you declare which unit you're attacking with.
Yes.
Then you declare which unit you're boosting with. Then you declare a target for said attack. Now, after this happens is when checking time occurs. Checking time is something in the ruling where effects timings are checked effectively, right? Now, since checking time occurs for all 3 of those events simultaneously at the end of them, that means, yes, you can resolve a on boost effect and an on attack effect in any order that you want. And if there was an on declare attack time, but we don't have that yet, right? Now, when you're declaring the boost, no power is getting added together yet. You are only declaring that this unit is boosting. Then we move on to the Guardian step, not the Ride step. Some people may not get that joke.
For anyone who's like me who reads the English manual, not only are there a lot of typos, the mistake phases, the rules are actually wrong.
Which is very funny.
They still need to fix that,
Yeah.
So after that, as a Guardian step, obviously you play your Guardian. You play your Guardian as a Guardian Circle.
Yeah.
Again, at the end of the Guardian Circle, no power has been added together yet.
Yeah.
It's just the Guardians and the Guardian Circle. Vanguard's deck, no adding of power.
Basically, the Guardian step is basically what the defending player shows the attacking player how much they need to get through,
Yes.
rather than that guarding automatically.
No.
Unless it's an Alba.
Yeah.
Unless it's a null guard.
So then after that, we go to the drive step. Bang, bang, anything that resolves during the drive check step. This is only for Vanguard, obviously, because the rulings are confusing with the Vanguard. It's fine. After the drive step is when the powers are added. Misconception is because in the anime, I attack this and I declare this attack. In the anime, that's when it shows the power being added together. That's wrong. After the drive step is when the power get added together. Another misconception is the fact that the boosting unit is not giving its power to the attacking unit.
It's lending it.
It's lending it. Or another way I've been told it is it's like both units are attacking together. Ergo, if an effect took away the boosting unit before the drive step, but after it declared boost, it doesn't exist anymore. Therefore, obviously, the power it lends to the attack doesn't exist anymore.
Also, a lot of people should remember that. Please apply your power first, then apply your trigger effect.
Right, yeah, for the drive step.
Yeah.
I don't think it matters what order it goes in.
No,
It
no,
does.
no, no. You resolve the
Your
effect
power first.
You resolve the effect
Really?
first. You draw for a draw trigger before
Really?
you add the power.
Yeah, it's actually that.
Yeah.
Ah.
So you got it backwards.
Alright. Embarrassing. Never.
Oh,
Doesn't
So,
really
yeah.
affect the game in any way.
No,
It
not-
actually
does.
A
If you,
little bit.
if you're like, say for
Draw
instance,
trigger.
Yomi deck or something,
It'll
you
affect
might
the
draw
decision.
and then you're like, oh, this is the top of my stack. I might know where I want to put the power to and all that. Right?
Yeah, okay. So basically, like the power is added during the drive after the drive step. That means I'm going to use 2 examples. One, if Dancing Wolf declares a boost, Dancing Wolf stands because of Ashura Kaiser's ability. It gains 3k. Dancing Wolf is now 10k, and then at the end of the drive step, the 10k gets added to Ashura. It is not. Ashura gets the 7k, and then it gains the power pointlessly because it's already lit the power. No, the power gets added after the drive step. Ergo, if Dancing Wolf gets stood, its power, including the extra 3k, gets added to the Vanguard. Similarly, in the Bermuda Triangle deck, if you top check Reindeer after boosting during the drive step, and you bounce the supporting unit behind it and play something else, you lose the boost because the original version of that unit is not there anymore.
This directly contradicts the English manual, which says that if the booster disappears, you keep the power. That is wrong. It's completely wrong.
Yeah, me and Ben had a heated argument about that, and it was because he was following the English book.
It's so hard to assume that the manual is correct.
And also in the English form, in the English printing of the card, there was a lot of typos and a lot of the abilities.
But just to make it clear with our viewers,
Yes.
that the bouncing does take away the boost, and that it has been confirmed by Bushiroad.
Yes, it's in a question and answer, and it's also in like, is it a flyer or a magazine scan or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, something.
So
And it's
Bushiroad themselves have clarified this.
Bushiroad Japan.
Bushiroad Japan, so the people who originally made the cards.
Yeah.
So it's like official that the English manual is wrong.
Ooh, sections of it.
Yeah, but in general, yes, it's wrong.
Also, it's regarding with Elmer and Dragon Overlord PM as well. There's a lot of debate over that as well. A lot of people like.
Yeah, you can resolve it in any order.
Yes.
Yeah, that's obvious. Checking time occurs.
Yeah.
If there are 2 on-hit abilities, you resolve them in any order.
Yeah.
And just fun fact, if you're supporting the Elmer clone with Vermilion and you hit all 3 targets, you can ditch draw 3 times. That's fun.
Never agree.
Yes.
Like this ruling should also clarify a lot of effects that happen before attack or when the attacks are
or
declared.
during the drive.
Like like Raptor Colonel's limit break and with the comboed with the Brachiosaurus.
Yeah.
So situations like that, it should be all clarified now.
It's just like how another example. If you trigger right, and you are forced to add the power to your rear guard behind the Vanguard, the Vanguard still gets a power because this 6k booster is becoming 11k.
Yeah.
After the drive step, it's 11k because it triggers, the power gets pushed onto the Vanguard.
It will make a difference a lot of time, but it does mean you can't fudge and miss with Dark Rex.
Yes. That means if you only have 2 units on the field and you want a Dark Rex, you get a trigger. Too bad, you have to add it to the thing.
Hopefully it's a crit and you kill it anyway.
Another clarification as well is that when the boosting guard does stand, it still boosts the thing. Somebody mentioned it in one of the Facebook groups that, like, you explaining the
Okay,
rule.
I'm sorry. I am hard pressed to believe that someone would think that if you get a stand trigger, you can boost again. You can't.
Somebody mentioned.
Yeah, I
know,
thought that was
really,
obvious. I thought that was obvious, but
Yeah.
Because you declare your boost.
The boost declares during the attack declaration.
Basically, when it does stand, it
before your
means
drive step.
that it's basically given the power to boost again, if possible.
Yeah.
Not during the same thing. You only get 1 boost
Okay.
per attack.
Anyway, I think that wraps up.
And that should be all for this episode of VG Circle.
If you guys are in Australia, Japanese nationals are on the 17th
Of November.
of November.
The same location as English Nationals, which is the MCCC.
Yeah.
What was the address? Building 300.
We'll put the stuff in the
Yeah,
under
we'll
the
show you
table.
the details. Most all of us will be here
I would.
for that. It's because you're disappearing again. You're gonna go back to
No, I'm not disappearing. I just
Um,
have plans.
Sure, plans. But yeah, if you guys are coming down, we'd like to meet you. We'd like to meet our viewers as well, and we will be there either to play or
Judge.
other reasons.
Judge.
I'll be with you.
Yep, and don't forget to support your local card stores. You know, whichever card stores they are, GameSlab, GG's, any privately owned ones.
Yeah.
Also, please support us by liking our Facebook page or subscribing to us if you haven't yet.
Get down.
Yep, so it'll be all in the links because we don't like messing around with things. We'll probably put it on top of anyone's face if we did put a link on the video. And
Yeah, that's it.
as usual, this is us, VG Circle, sponsored by VanguardSingle.com.au.
Oh no. Yeah, we'll have a video sorting the contest stuff up soon.
Yep, it should be up soon.
Yep. Maybe with this video.
Maybe.
Yep.
Maybe.
And before we go,
Yeah.
Alright.
welcome aboard.
Welcome, Anima.
He's
Welcome
gonna be
back,
our-
actually.
He's gonna be our little. You probably saw him on the episode where Odin chucked the money into the cup holder, but he's gonna be our Angel Feather Out.
So, alright, so once again, this is us, VGcasters. I'm Amcam, and we'll see you next video. So, dude, where the hell have you been?
Places.
Places.
Yes.
Magical, really, places. It took you a month to get me cupcakes.
Probably don't want to know what's.
Do I get a cupcake?
Go home, Anima, you're drunk.
Can I have a cupcake?
I'd like to point out though
Smells
that
stale.
okay, fine. But I would like to point out that I went to get cupcakes with Odin and he ditched me. So, and I didn't know where the place was.
So where's Odin?
He's still lost.
We have no idea.